lock eyes from across the room.
Oh, I miss that song.
That's right. We're locking eyes. It's time to battle, baby. It's after raid hours.
Yes.
That's correct.
Stop.
With
my goodness.
With your illustrious host, JackJack1620.
Hello, hello.
What's good? And JayTI7N, the guy that's never here but always here.
Aww.
In our hearts. I'm a super filthy casual. That's correct.
You are.
I have been extremely busy. All things not necessarily Pokemon Go, but to say I don't love. Sorry, that's not to say I don't love the game of Pokemon Go, because I do love Pokemon Go. Is it a little bit overbearing sometimes? Yes.
Are people weird about it?
Are people weird about it?
Yes.
Yes. This game lends. Well, the communities that we see a lot of, I like to call it main character syndrome, where...
Please elaborate.
Oh, and by main character syndrome, it's just like everything in the world revolves around me, the main character. Everything good should happen to me, and
like
everything...
they believe they're Ash Ketchum.
Correct. Everything bad should happen to everybody else around me. No, not necessarily. But it's just like, you don't take things into account... how your actions might be affecting other people, or the things that you're choosing to do, or things that you think you're entitled to, might be affecting other people. And there's a lot of that. That's not my problem going around. It's kind of funky. Just as a quick... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, go for it.
I was going to say, just a quick casual reminder. We're all in this together, as they say in High School Musical. Oh, yeah, dude. I fucking love High School Musical. Actually, we went to East High School, which is where that movie was filmed. It's in Salt Lake City, which is random because the movie takes place in New Mexico. But but they filmed it. There's an actual high school called East High School or whatever in Salt Lake City. And so we stopped there on our way back from our trip.
Nice.
We did a quick little movie tour because we also went to Forks, Washington, which is where Twilight, all that shit takes place. Yeah, exactly. Hoa season, dude. It was a great time.
Amazing.
And whenever they launch the Pokemon Go Museum, or
whenever that
is, it'll be a great time. And I'll be glad to stop by there. But all I'm gonna say is, this is a great game. We have a lot of opportunities to do great things as a community, and we should all be harmonious as much as possible.
Yeah. And then if you don't, you can agree to disagree. That's A-okay.
Oh, yeah.
I just think people shouldn't be silly.
Please.
Like, I love being a silly goose, but sometimes my silliness has limits.
We already have so much silly
going
on around us. Don't need more silly.
I think with like the game, obviously, like the game, we see the silliness with the influx of so many events.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's overwhelming, and if you ever get FOMO, I highly encourage you to just shuck that off. Like,
correct.
If you feel stressed out about a game, to me, that's always my cue of like, I should probably take a quick break. As the kids say, or as we used to say back in the day, go outside, touch grass.
Yeah.
You might be outside walking Pokemon, maybe just go outside to walk. Like,
for real,
it's play Pokemon when you go outside.
Where we're at, the weather's been extremely nice for a walk.
It's
just go enjoy
unseasonably warm, and we'll have the random cold shock. So if all your plants are in shock right now, that's just how I am with this game too. Just kind of hanging in there. It's one of those things because again, we had so many events since the last one. So we had the release of Mimikyu, very bittersweet.
Oh my gravy! I was so excited for you. Only in that Mimikyu was finally going to be in the game.
Yes.
I was less excited about the actual event because I was literally the first thing I thought of was, damn, Jack's going to be happy and mad.
Yes.
Mainly because it's Mimikyu. And that's one of your all-time favorite Pokemon. Not, I wouldn't say your favorite, but it's definitely top 5 for you, probably. And so I was like, okay. And we've been pounding this table trying to get them to do an event, and we were hoping celebrate, I don't know, Halloween. with a nice Halloween event because Mimikyu deserves a cool event. They've been using Mimikyu for their
propaganda.
For the propaganda.
They've used it for
marketing.
land developments.
They got.
I just think of SpongeBob. You use me for land development.
Exactly,
Yes.
dude. You know, we got the costumes. You got a costumed Pikachu wearing a Mimikyu costume. Still
What a
fucked up, by
slap
the way.
in the face.
Still fucked up, by the way. And like, you can get the Mimikyu hat. You can get the backpack. You can get like, you know, all the cool stuff. They use it on all the merch. You find Mimikyu used everywhere. It's cute. There's a reason why it's a very popular Pokemon. And then they're like, you know what? Let's release it. I'm like, okay, that sounds great.
Awesome.
Let us release it as an April Fool's thing. What?
Who are you calling the fool here?
What do you mean April Fools?
Yeah.
Like, oh, did you the Pikachu? Did you see it's a weird looking Pikachu outside? It's like, bro, that was the decision. That's what you.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with the event, I just want to talk. I
want you to talk to them because I wanted it again. Yes, I won't harp on it again, but that is definitely something that I wish they could have did a better job. Now, did I still go out and hunt Mimikyus?
Oh,
of course I did.
It's still my buddy right now.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm super happy that Mimikyu is out.
Yeah,
I'm just a little disappointed in the event.
It just seems like a lot of the stuff has like a weird disconnect. It doesn't feel as fluent as it used to be.
Okay.
There's been a few events like that I'm just kind of like, what was this about? We had the sustainability week. Mm-hmm. Great idea, great thought process. I thought in terms of like the theme.
Yeah.
But the actual execution.
But playing the event.
Having cast form in a 7K egg. How dare you? Like that was.
You see the little balls that cast form like, on the front?
Not okay. I don't understand why Togepi was there. Like, because none of that had to do with like sustainability. Like, I get cast form for the weather, but at least have like all the forms out.
You saying Togepi isn't sustainable?
He's an eggy. He's an egg boy. Like, I don't know if that was like their thing for like Easter or something. I don't know. They're like, let's throw a little egg in there.
Oh shit, we forgot to include this asset for the last event.
Right.
Just throw it in here.
Him in.
Why
like,
not?
It just seemed weird, and I think when it came to like, I liked it for the routes. Okay. I think it was a great way to get routes more involved because as we talked about before, this game, I've noticed that over the last years of playing it, the last decade, that there's always trials being had. Mm-hmm. And so I thought this was a great trial run usage of amping up the routes.
The routes, okay.
Because you could actually run into the Galarian Corsola.
Yeah.
Which is it Galarian?
Yeah, it's Galarian Corsola.
Yeah. And I liked the little sunglasses. I thought it was cute. And shout outs to Sparkles for getting the perfect shiny hatch of it. That was insane. I can't believe you actually got that. But for a lot of other folks like myself, when I was hatching those eggs, I think the bulk of my hatches were Laprases, Castforms, and like Togepis. And to me, it should have been like how they did for the Riolu hatch day. It should have been 7Ks, only Corsolas.
Yes.
Only. And from now on, I think whenever I see eggs where it is a quarter chance, that is the same likelihood that I will try in that event.
It's a quarter chance.
Is a quarter chance. Because it just doesn't make sense for me unless it is a guarantee. Why would I was just spending incubators to spend incubators. Okay. Which typically, you know me, I like to buy incubators for
like big events.
The big events, the Go Fest, the Go Wilds, the Go Tours, because those eggs are worthwhile. Mm-hmm. Or again, even the Riolu event. I normally don't even do hatch events. This is actually one we decided to do. We ended up doing it at the demonstration gardens,
right,
instead of in other areas. But that is a-okay because the demonstration gardens are kind of free to play, regardless. So we just go there and enjoy ourselves. And with that, like there was one gal, she had paid I think the $2 for that event. Got like 10 shiny Riolus. That's insane. In 2 hours. And so I was like, that was great. Like for me, we also did some golden lures. We dropped a few here and there. Thank you for everyone that contributed golden lures to that effort. It was much appreciated.
That's really awesome, yeah.
And yeah, we had a few golden lures going here and there. My coin bag is insane. So whenever that whenever Gimmighoul comes back shiny or they do some special thing, I'll be ready
Yeah.
for it.
Well, you know Meltan's coming back.
Yeah, he should for that steel event that'll be coming up in like a couple weeks.
We'll talk about that in a second.
That's like the end of the month, right?
Well, that's next week.
It is. Oh my god. Time is flying by.
But they're featuring one of my favorite newer Pokemon because
the worm.
I like the silly Pokemon. I love Orthworm. I have a shiny one named Sandrew from what was that, Scarlet Violet?
Nice.
But anyway, point is the egg the shoving the obvious chase Pokemon for an event in the egg, the 7K, which is like, okay, I get it, you're trying to get me to interact with my gifts or whatever, but also mixing in Pokemon that we get from 2 and 5Ks normally
in the wild too.
and just in the wild, and like, yes, this is coming from the standpoint of a jaded veteran player that has hatched 400,000 Togepi and Castform and Lapras or whatever, like ultimately.
I'm curious, how many eggs have I hatched in my days?
At least 10 is my guess.
At least 10, yeah.
Yeah, so
that seems reasonable.
Ultimately, not great. But when you have an event that's that's kind of around one Pokemon, but it has pretty decent odds, and like Riol is a great Pokemon. I like gold shinies, and I love Riolu and Lucario in general. And not for nothing, Mega Lucario and Mega Lucario Z and stuff. That stuff's
it's there
relevant, but like that just shows you kind of the difference, and also kind of part of the kind of bigger scope of things that I was talking about and you were talking about at the beginning, where it's just like there's just overwhelming amount of stuff going on in Pokemon Go a lot of the time.
Oh yeah.
So you open your app and like not for nothing, they recently updated like the UI. They kind of bunched a lot of stuff together, like your research and now
that you can like
access your Go Pass and stuff. It's pretty nice.
I like the little calendar that shows a date on it now.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought that was nifty.
It tells you kind of because we use like Leak Duck as one of our favorite things to talk about events or look at events. It's kind of nice that it's all like, oh, this is what's happening right now. That's cool, but it is kind of interesting to see all of that all at the same time.
Yeah,
and then realize how much is going on in this game all at once. So,
that's why like with the FOMO of it, like. I think it's important for folks because there is a bunch of new players that, again, speak up in terms of like stuff you're actually interested in. I know there's a lot of folks that want to do mega raids, but because we don't hear about it, folks aren't always trying to go out for those because a lot of, again, players already have that. You just need to get enough candies to get that Pokemon, and then you're pretty much good to go.
Yeah.
But if there is a mega or something you're trying to get, definitely speak up. And whatever platform you use, be it Facebook, Discord, Campfire, Slack, whatever the case may be.
We talk about Campfire. I think about Red Robin. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Campfire sauce, yes. We should. I want to go get Red Robin at some point.
We should go.
But like it's one of those things where you got to communicate your wants,
Please
and it helps out. I know, again, that's what we're used to from prior days, but if you're shy, that's the easiest way, I think, to communicate is just stating what you're looking for. Definitely helps because no one else is going to know what you want until you say something.
Like for instance, I'll just use it as an example. The Kanto starter GMax raids and Gengar are coming back.
That's like how Gengar was just thrown in there.
Gengar is just another one of those mascot Pokemon. Like secondary tier mascot Pokemon, super popular, so they're going to throw Gengar everywhere like Mimikyu. But so for instance, I am well-known, documented, not necessarily a Charizard enjoyer.
Enthusiast?
I think Charizard is, for all intents and purposes, mid. In that, and by that I mean like middle of the pack. I don't mean mid as in mid is the worst thing that you could possibly bestow upon something that people like.
Thank you for clarifying.
Because I feel like today people use mid to be like that's the worst thing I've ever seen, as opposed to like mid is like middle of the pack. Like it's the median. It is what it is. Charizard is one of those like when we were kids loved it because it looked like a dragon. It was cool. It's like it's not an actual dragon, but that's what we wanted. That's cool. It's on the red version box, like all that other stuff. I loved Blastoise. the cannon turtle, that kind of stuff. So anyway, what I'm getting at is, I really like the design of GMax Charizard.
Okay.
Gigantamax Charizard is sick. I liked it in the anime. If you've ever seen clips of GMax Charizard,
he's a menace.
With Leon, awesome stuff.
I think that's where I've been appreciating some of the G-Maxes and some of the newer things more, simply because of social media doing like the AMVs.
Oh, and they do their
this is like beautiful. Like,
like fan cams. I was trying to figure out what the terminology is for.
Yeah,
but anyway,
like, what is that? I've been seeing more of the manga itself of like the fight sequences, and I'm like, these are like epic.
They're pretty sick.
And I think when it comes to this game, like, obviously, for a good reason for Justin bringing that up is because there is the go better or go bigger. I just call it the Max Battle Day. Yeah. This coming Saturday will be for those 4 Gigantamaxes. Great opportunity. So if you could find a nearby park, like there's obviously a lot of options in Aurora. Well, we'll be at the Aurora Municipal Center area doing it, and again. Because someone asked me too on Facebook, like, how many do you need for it? Honestly, it just kind of depends on the quality of the players. I say that as in like their level and experience. You can have some newer players too, but you need a lot of them.
Yeah, they're tough raids. I mean, they're easier now than they were when they first released.
Yes, because we were also fresh to that dynamic.
Correct.
Now it's been a good almost a year.
And now we have counters and built teams.
Yeah, we understand the dynamics better. Exactly. And so, but I explained, I was like, yeah, you can have as little. I've seen our group do it with 13. But again, I've also been in groups of 90 that got decimated because folks I saw in the pack had their Wooloos.
You say my Wooloo can't do this? Probably not.
If it's
my Lechonk can't.
If it's powered, I don't know.
My Lechonk can't.
It's not a risk I want to take.
It's like, you're going to be cheering on everybody in the first 3 hits.
Even that, there was people who didn't understand the cheering dynamics, and that's where it's important. I think when you're raiding in these groups to be vocal in terms of like open the conversation. So if you're raiding together, talk. I remember there was one time when we were at the municipal center, and this is during one of the bigger events, but it was like people kind of calmed down. Like there was like a smaller crowd. Halfway through the event. Because again, I see most of these big events, people go hard till lunch and then they're gone. That was like fair.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah, I'll be gone, but I'll come back. But it's like once people are gone, they're gone. And so I'm like, fair, different stories for different folks. But like, I remember seeing like some folks on their faces, they're like, I don't know if we could beat it. And I remember just speaking up casually, like, hey,
you need help?
Who's battling in this right now? And I saw a few hands raised. Like, some more people just walked up. Is it all right if we like restart? Because I think we'll do better. And they're like, yeah.
Correct.
We backed out. Those people were like, hey, thanks for letting us join. I was like, not a problem. Joined. We're able to do it. And then I remember one of the ladies, she's like, thank you for saying something. I just didn't know how to say it.
Correct.
And that's where, again, it helps to have that. I think everyone is by default makes sense to be nervous talking to a group that you don't really know all the time.
Nerds and strangers.
Yeah. That's okay. That. Like everyone feels that feel. I think it is. I just always weigh the option. Like, do I want to be nervous and lose, or can I look a little awkward, but at least maybe the group might be on the same page?
Right.
I always try to do that as like that fair equivalent exchange. Is that what? Am I okay losing this or not? And I don't like to lose.
Right.
Especially like when we're putting in all of our effort and we're just down a few people, and then those few people show up,
you're like,
ready to go.
It's when the music changes in the middle of the anime fight, it's
right?
Like,
you're like,
the heroic music comes on. You're like, we can do this.
I just think of Endgame, like when Cam's in there, and all of a sudden,
on your left.
Yeah, on your left. He's like,
I just remember actually like one of the few times I cheered in a theater because like typically, I don't give a shit about that. Don't clap your hands in the theater.
Don't ever clap.
Stop that shit. but I was like, yes. I was like actually pumped. Like they did it so good. But sorry.
Because emotions are riding high in that moment. So, like, if you see that happen and you're with a group, because, again, I see that also with the 4-man raids, or 4-person raids, I should correct myself. We just had Reggie in the Dynamaxes. And, again, when we do our raids, I'm so thankful to have a more intimate group to do that in because we can talk to each other and work it out. And our whole thing is making sure you get at least one. because that's really all you need. You don't need to go ham on this, especially because that was just Monday. So you don't need to go crazy for it because there's bigger fish to fry. Like GMax is that we'd much rather you spend your energy and money toward if you wanted to spend actual live cash. But with that, a lot of these things require coordination. And I think that is an intentional thing from the game because they want you to go out and meet people. And I think we've been in the big groups, like we've been in groups for Go Fest.
Oh yeah,
and that was almost overwhelming. And we're joking about it too at the Riolu event. I think we spent like an extra 30 minutes just talking about Go Fest and like how excited we are. And again, that's coming up. That's less than like
a month
or so away.
Roughly a month,
like
yeah.
it's time to start getting those plane tickets if you haven't. Like get your accommodations if you can. You know, I think the Field Museum is already booked fully for that weekend. Sure. But again, it'll be there for a year. So if you do miss the Pokemon Museum event, it's there all year. Take a weekend, go up there and enjoy it for yourself. You don't have to be. I am a little bit nervous for when we go.
For how many people are there?
For how many people are going to be there? I'm glad Dotman is a morning person like myself. Like we're actually going to go check out the museum tomorrow for the Denver History Museum for one of their dinosaur exhibits.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna go check that out. And he's like, "Are you fine with like the morning?" I was like, "Thank God.
Please."
Yes. So it's one of those things of like when you're planning these things, make sure you work to your strengths.
Yeah.
Take account of like any weaknesses you might have. So if you know people are like not morning people, like that's something to know. Or like when you're planning for Go Fest, like I know there's talk about the clear backpacks being used because we had to have clear backpacks, but then they didn't check it. So I'm debating buying like a clear fanny pack just in case.
I would.
Like I may bring I might even bring a pseudo spare backpack, and if they say chuck it, I will leave that thing behind.
Like a sling bag or
a
proper
but I'll
backpack.
have like a little one for my stuff.
I would just highly recommend doing the clear backpack in general.
Yeah, because hearing about what happened at like the Go Tour in LA, because thankfully, like the folks that we know that went, Gimme and Dragon Abyss that went, they were telling us about how there was a check area and how crazy long that line was, and they also shared like how it wasn't as clearly communicated where you had to go. It was just happenstance. If you spoke, you can find out. And that's another reason why I'm advocating. Talk to people. That's
what I was going to get at.
Because even when we were there, like I brought that up of when we were at Go Fest. Because again, Justin and I were amongst the first to actually be able to do Go Fest globally outside just because we had the tickets. So I love being part of that initial
it was
test.
So cool.
It was badass. Cool. But what we emphasize is like when they canceled the event when we were there because of the storms, we didn't know what to do. There was no communication plan as what happens when they cancel an event mid-event. We thankfully were like hungry folks, very food motivated, as you know. We just like, well, let's go find an Italian restaurant nearby. Maybe it might change. Yep. We don't know. We went. We're thankfully in the middle of pasta. You just happened to be on Twitter.
Yeah.
The only person in our group that had Twitter. And we were in a group of like 9. Mm-hmm. You happen to have Twitter. And you happen to see the message, the park is reopening. Right. You can come back. We were only 30-minute walk away, thankfully, because, well, we were on foot. We weren't driving. Yeah. But there was plenty of people when the stop hit, were like, I'm going back to my hotel 40 minutes away. I'm done for the day. And that was rough to see because there were so many international people that were there that are like, yeah, I'm not just going to stand around in the rain. Like, I don't know Chicago. Yeah. Which makes perfect sense. You're in a new city. Like, you're not just going to hang out in some random place. Thankfully, we just went and got food, so it worked out beautifully. But, like, if it wasn't for the teamwork and the involvement of folks, we might have missed that whole thing and just went back to the hotel.
Agreed.
And so, and like, from what I heard from Gimme and them was like they were talking to people on their way to figure out like what's going on, why are we clearing out, what's happening, or there was a lanyard that they had to get, and they're like, yeah, we just happened to ask the person with the lanyard, where did you get that? Mm-hmm. So this game, as you hunt Pokemon, should also encourage you to use your eyes and use your other senses of when things are going on.
I need you to use all of your senses. I need you to taste
just like that little warning says of like, please be attentive to your environment.
It's important.
It is important. And so like when it comes to Chicago, I'm still preparing for it. Like I'm looking at bags that I want to get because I remember last time I had the big backpack because there's a lot of moisture
your whole
there.
Bag, yeah.
my back is a heat generator.
Yes.
So anything on my back, the air condensed in my backpack.
So it's like a little rainforest in the back.
Yes, I had an ecosystem back
It was
there.
crazy.
And everything got wet.
Well, and it was plastic, right?
It was plastic.
That didn't help your back. It got even more.
It got even hotter. So that's why I would advocate if you're a big person like myself, get the little strap ones that could be a little loose
or whatever. Yeah,
yeah, because all you need is like your batteries. Have an umbrella. That'll be something.
I'm gonna
have a rain poncho.
Recommend that.
Have breathable shoes. It worked out. Obviously not to the best because my breathable shoes also got soaked.
Yes.
But they also dried quicker. So there was that trade-off. But like I remember throwing those shoes away once I got home. But they got an honorable like Viking funeral of sorts in my heart because they did work well.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, mine were the same because mine were like mesh or whatever.
Yeah. Those New Balance work beautifully. And again,
so
folks may think those are like
dad shoes.
Dad shoes, but again, they work.
Currently, they're the only shoes I can wear because like
one
of the few manufacturers that make them wide enough for my feet.
Yes,
and they're really comfortable.
And one other thing too is like I remember, and again, a little TMI, but I want to share.
Okay.
I somehow in college bruised a callus.
Ew.
I didn't even know that was fucking possible. It's not like it was gross. It was just I bruised a hardened part of my foot. Even the doctor was like, "How did you do that?" But it's where I couldn't even walk, and that's where I learned about New Balance because they're like, "Yeah, you need a wider shoe.
Yep.
You're putting down more pressure." And then once I put those shoes on and I walked the beautiful sidewalks of Boulder, it was just a whole new world. Like my foot could breathe, and and I never looked back.
That's incredible.
And that's why I was like,
well, they're highly recommended.
Yes.
Sponsor us, New Balance. But ultimately, my podiatrist recommended them for my feet specifically after all the surgeries and shit I've had done. So, they've been great. They're great walking shoes. But regardless, bring great walking shoes. And I'm gonna rewind just a little bit to the overall message. Even all the way back to the DMAX Charizard is like just communicate those things because again this weekend we'll have the GMax raids for those starters and it's like I don't necessarily need them but I kind of want more Charizard, so in this instance I would probably go to Discord and be like, yo, I want to specifically raid for Charizard. Can we get that done? And
one thing I would definitely recommend, say you're not able to go out and about.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like I know there's people who have to work and that sucks.
Yeah.
But hey, Pokemon isn't paying for your home. You are.
You're correct.
You got to pay for your food. You got to pay for these things. So that's important. Please don't drop work to play Pokemon. But do encourage you, take a bathroom break every once in a while. And if you do, there's this beautiful thing in the game. So when you open up your game.
Okay, I'm opening it.
If you go to your friend list. So you go to your icon in the bottom left corner.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And you go to friends. There's a little heart and a little arrow pointing down. So that's a little categories. If you open that up, and you click the at raid, which is your second option from the top. At raid. You can see who is at raids right now. So I can see right now, Zuber83 is at a Topu Koko raid.
Sick.
There's Lu Pokalulu that's at a Drampa raid. And you can hop into those. Will they still cost you the pass and energy? Yes. But the beauty of it is that you don't have to wait for an invite. So highly encouraged to use that.
Jump into your friends' raids.
And again, think about that long term.
Sorry, I'm laughing because I opened my friends list and it's literally all these gifts that are 2+ days ago.
Open your damn gifts. But
I want everyone. I'm just gonna let you guys know what kind of filthy casual I am. I have a stamp on my 7-day thingy back to April 3rd. So
gross. But yeah, it's one of those things. How dare you?
I'm sorry.
But it's one of those when it comes to this game, there are a little bit more features that help you get to the raids. And again, another beautiful thing to think about is time zones. So
time zones. What do you mean?
Again,
time.
New
I'm the main
Zealand-
character. Time only affects
If
me
you're a
where
main
I'm
character,
at.
maybe time zones don't exist to you, but for the rest of us in this world, time zones exist. So if you-
Kiribati and New Zealand get everything a little
a
early.
little earlier. So in the next, probably the next like 3 hours or so, their day, because what will 2 p.m. in New Zealand be here? And again, that's why there's a beauty of search
I
engines.
genuinely do not know.
Yeah, 2 p.m. in New Zealand is what
an hour and
time
16 minutes.
in Denver.
Idiot.
And you just do a quick search and you can see. There's all sorts of things like there's a time converter thing, an interactive. Is that the calculator? I don't even know.
Why?
There's quite a few.
Was it 15 hours between?
Yeah. Oh, so here we go. So 2 p.m. in New Zealand is 8 p.m. here. So later on this evening, say you're like, crap, I'm going to be working all day tomorrow. 8 p.m. today on Friday might be your time to do it because 8 p.m. here on a Friday is 2 p.m.
In New Zealand.
in New Zealand.
Sick.
So it's one of those things that can just help you out as knowing time zones. If you have a lot of friends in Japan, just update your search to search 2 p.m. here or 2 p.m. in Japan is what time here in Denver or Colorado or wherever you maybe listen to this podcast. It just helps because you can offset yourself and give yourself a better opportunity.
Absolutely.
Granted, you're still limited to the raid passes limits of Friday, but come Saturday, the latest zone you could play in is Hawaii. So if you know that zone and you have friends in Hawaii that you might be able to jump into the raids, you do have that option.
That's awesome.
Again, that is a beautiful thing. That is definitely a newer feature. That is awesome. If you do have that cold hard cash to buy more raid passes and things to do that, more power to you. If not, and you're just in it for the one and done, do that too. Do whatever works for you. The main thing again is don't freak out if you don't get it. I know we're helping out one of our kind of newest players, helping out her mom. I'll just call her mom Kay.
Let's go, Kay.
Kay
Shouts
was
to Kay.
like very energetic. We met several times, but like with her, she was definitely very fierce when it comes to the tapping game, and like whole body workout level, which I was like, dang, you don't need to do all that. You could just love tap it, which is just gentle taps on the screen. But again, she was definitely worried like she was going to miss it. And we just reassured her like, these will come back. They always cycle through. You just mentioned this is the memories event. So things are coming back. So Machamp will most likely cycle back through. Some of the good ones, like hopefully Toxtricity comes back through because that's a really good one. Lapras, Kingler, all those folks will cycle back through. If you miss Chunky Pikachu, they will most likely cycle through
Longcat?
at some point. Longcat, even if you cared about that cat, that will also cycle through.
Fluffy Eevee, dude.
Yeah, and Fluffy Eevee still needs to come back, but there'll be opportunities for those things, so don't freak out. Just be attentive to when they do come out.
And when they do come out and say you missed it and maybe most of the other people in your area already did it and maybe aren't showing upfront interest, again, just say it out and I guarantee people will be willing to help you.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I really want...
Like for the GMax Pikachu, that was like my biggest weakness because I must have said I'm done like 10 times.
Right, yeah.
I was like, this is my last one, guys. And then as soon as like another person would walk up.
If you guys can visualize,
and
he's
I'm
sitting
like,
right next to a little statue of a GMax Pikachu.
Yes. Yes. The chosen chunk. But it was one of those things where I must have said it like 10 times. Like, all right, this is my last one.
Yeah.
Am I going to spend the energy? I'm good to go. And people are like, all right, thank you so much. And as we're trying to leave, there'd be another person shows up like, are you guys raiding? And I was like, damn it.
I'm not, but I am.
We do
you know
it.
what I
And
mean?
we stayed for almost an extra 30, 40 minutes just to make sure everyone got their Pikachu.
Exactly.
And again, that's how our group
And I
rolls.
didn't even have to ask permission.
No, it's crazy. It's just one of those things. Because again, we'll be there to support you. You just gotta.
I just need to know. I can't read your mind. That's the thing. It's like,
and the other thing, just to know about me personally as a player, is like once events start, I'm physically in the zone.
right. It's not like he has a second screen in his eyeballs that says, "Oh, the chat popped."
Yeah, I don't have
like
I don't have those AI or whatever glasses.
The Ray-Ban.
Yeah, that like show me messages.
And even if I did, I
Yeah.
wouldn't have them on. You know,
I wouldn't have
Like,
them on for that.
I
would love to have one of the Saiyan scanners though, like over
be
9,000. That'd be dope.
But I mean, I wouldn't use it for messaging.
use it
I'd
for
use it
Pokemon.
for stupid shit. So,
Yeah.
likely not reaching Jack via messaging during like
During
an event,
events.
especially like a high tier event. Like
yeah,
a,
like I
like a
literally,
Go Fest or Go Tour.
I literally turn off all notifications
because like
Like-
sometimes I'll be like, I'm gonna send this message, but I'm pretty sure they're not gonna see it.
yeah,
And then like sure enough, 6 hours later, it's like cool or like
Yeah.
I saw your message, and then I'm like, yeah, that's what I expected. So
yeah,
so if you can communicate as much as possible prior to, especially if you're trying to plan, and
Yes.
just know like the GMax raids, those usually take the most people at the moment.
yes.
But even regular raiding, even the 4-person like
yeah.
DMax raids, if you want these things, just it doesn't hurt to at least try to ask.
And one other thing just to comment on is like we try to be very really punctual. So if we're like we're gonna start at 2, we're starting at 2. If you're not gonna run a little late, that's a-okay. But telling me you're 10 minutes away and expect me to somehow mentally figure out what that means for you and where we're gonna be, I'm not trying to do that in the middle of a raid. I think that's just unreasonable. Especially if you're trying to tell me like where can I meet you in 10 minutes. I'm trying to make sure we got this raid down, and then other people that are asking me questions there too, like
oh man, dude.
I think just show up and like look. Like thankfully the municipal center isn't like crazy big. Just look for the crowd of people like moving through and just hop in. Or again, I know it shows like the number of people at raids sometimes. So just
Like
watch that as a
hovering
kind of,
above the gym.
hovering above the gym.
You'll be like, oh, there's 20 over there.
Yeah,
got it.
Use that to your advantage because that's the easiest way to find
I was getting
this.
a flash from the past. Speaking of memories of
What?
our like raid trains back in the day.
Oh goodness!
Because like, if you guys hadn't taken part of it, and I'm not wishing this upon Jack per se, but it was like he would go through and he would drop a point at every gym that we're going to stop by on a route, and this is like a 3-hour route, and it's like we're starting here and then we go across the city, and it's like, and there's an update after everyone was finished. It's like moving to the next
Like
point,
gym
moving
2.
to the gym 3, moving to, and so it's like if you were joining the raid train later, you know where people were based on that. And I was just like, damn, what a ton of work.
Yeah, and that was just me like in my own car.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have like a passenger to like, hey, write out this message. And that's what, again, people, I want to remember that. And that's where it's nice for some of these folks that have like their set parks where they don't have to move.
Yeah.
That's a very nice thing, but that is a very new thing as well. Mm-hmm. Because to me, that's not really going anymore if you're just set up in one spot forever. Now, that's nice. It's definitely a good perk. It gets familiarity with that park.
Yeah.
But I think if you're trying to explore more parks and widen your options, that's why, again, other groups exist. Go find other things that fit your fancy. So like us, we're having our little trade night tonight, which is nice. And that's been a nice just way to get to meet people, socialize.
For sure.
Maximize those trade candies, because a lot of folks sleep on XL candies. They're so rare. And you need them.
You really do.
You really do, especially for these GMax raids. They're really critical. So if you're not optimizing your time, and I know right now mentally I am trying to think for GoFest again, trying to think ahead of if they really do indeed release Mega Mewtwo's, I feel most likely they're going to be supers, just like how we experienced with the Victory Bell and the Dragonites, and the what's the other boy's name? Squids.
Oh, Valimar.
There we go. Thank you. I'm glad you're like, wait for Malamar. I think it's going to be the same thing with Mega Mewtwo. So you need to have a good Mega Pokemon ready. Again, stressing the Megas of have something that could be able to handle itself and do damage to a Mega Mewtwo. What would that be? Dark Pokemon. Mm-hmm. Normal Pokemon trigger because they could survive a hit. Just anything that's powered up. So that's where again you need those energies to be able to do it, and then understand the dynamics of a super mega raid, which is at least 10 people need to do it, because if you don't have 10 good mega Pokemon and he knocks you out, say you come in with 9, you are not going to beat that.
Probably not.
That is very critical, and that's what makes me a little bit nervous for GoFest, because I think there's going to be so many people just so excited to see Mewtwo that they're not gonna be preparing their megas.
Yeah, because someone else will cover the megas.
It's always the someone else. That is called a very passive bystander thing.
Yes,
and I think when you have big groups, that is an innate thing that happens in those groups, is they expect everyone else to carry that weight.
Correct,
and that is a problem because those raids have a cap of 20.
Yes,
the normal mega raids have a cap of 20. They might change it for the in-person events, I hope.
Who knows?
But again, I don't want people, because even as in the Pokemon game, it wasn't, I'll rely on others to get the job for me to become a Pokemon Master. That's not what this was.
Is that not? I wasn't ride the coattails of...
Yeah, I'll ride the coattails to beat the Elite Four. No, it was you and your Pokemon.
Correct.
And so I hope people take that to heart and actually make sure their roster is solid.
Okay.
Make sure that they have the Megas to do the fight. And if they do get knocked out, go back, like hop to the rejoin screen, revive your Mega, put it back in the thing, and jump in the fight to do your damage, to contribute your part, because that's what it's built on. Now, if they decide to change it, they can, because they're the game masters, like Scopely above.
Yeah, for real though.
They may change it. Who knows? But again, I highly encourage you to start thinking about those things, because they can blindside us with something. They can even. I know I put out the little reaction poll of like, who do you hope to see? Some people, I would love to see Arceus. There's been some folks that have even teased that Arceus will show itself in the spring.
That'd be kind of nice.
Okay.
But
how? When? Will it be at another tournament like they did Eternatus, where they're just in the middle of a
Worlds
trading card thing, and they're like, oh, by the way, there's Eternatus on the stage. But
that's pretty cool.
And just everyone break out in chaos.
Still laughed at that one, because that's where I saw Nate on the plane.
Right, so random.
In Nashville, Tennessee.
So random. But yeah, it could be one of those things, and that's where, again, doing that research and learning that yourself is advantageous, especially in kind of this time, if you don't want to do all these events that involve you going out. I know for some people like myself, I know that one that rubbed me the wrong way was still when all Pokemon possible were out, including the legendaries.
Yeah.
And you couldn't catch them, they just run away. They're like, later, fool, bye. Like, that kind of hurt my feels. Yeah. I hope there's not more events like that just kind of get your hopes up just to see them dashed and see literally Pokemon running from you. But again, it's something you got to prepare for too. And if you know that, then you know how to kind of control your own narrative and be like, if I see it, because it just flashed me back to Shiny Latias and Latios.
Yeah. For
that Go Tour. I already knew if I see you, I'm running.
I don't care. Yeah.
I love you, but I also love you so much, I'm going to let you go. And that's what it was. Like, I think when I first walked onto AMC, when the event first started, Shiny Latias was there. And I was like, bye. Sidestepped. People were like, you sidestepped a Shiny Latias? Yes. Because I know what that means.
I do. Yeah.
And I'm not going to do it again because I did it before. And that's just one of those things. If you learn it, you can hope that it might change middle event, but the likelihood is no. So learn those things, learn your own things, and kind of go from there. But I know with GoFest, I am super excited. I still need to figure out study all the biomes, and again, as we get closer to it, we'll have a podcast
some more,
specific for that, and also just I think they already put out a little guide. I think some of the ambassadors in that area, which is really sweet of them to make a guide for Chicago.
Yeah, because I'm curious to see how it changed since 2019.
Right. Hopefully the field is all grass. I still remember the southern field be mud and dirt. Because, I remember someone's like, why would you go in there? I'm like, well, that's where the trades were.
They told me to go there.
They told me to go there, and that's where I think the desert biome was. Mm-hmm. And then it rained. And it thundered.
Whoops.
And we didn't have a choice because you had to travel there to get all your stuff. And it is going to be different this time because, again, it's not the full day. It's only half.
Right.
You're not allowed to buy more than that, but now they have the city experience.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I've heard from a lot of folks, is the city experience, even though it's $20, is kind of worth it.
I would say it's probably worth it.
And so I'm debating if I want to spend an extra $60 for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
Or just one of the days.
Maybe just one of the days would be my guess. But...
Yeah, because I think I'd much rather spend $20 on food.
Yes.
personally.
$20 on food.
And that's just like maybe a sandwich.
Yeah.
But still, it's a sandwich nonetheless.
I would put 20 into food more before I put it into another.
Or again, for maybe some of the or the museum gifts, how much I put 20 into that.
Oh,
so I might do it more on Friday when we're out and about.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday I might just chill out and maybe watch and see how things are.
Yeah.
At the park, I haven't talked it out with Dogman to see like what our game plan was. But yeah, and then Sundays when we're supposed to be playing.
Is the Go Fest, is Chicago the second one or the first one?
I think it's the second.
Like, because Japan will be.
I think Japan is like more.
Japan's the week ahead.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm asking is because that'll give us a kind of a hint on
a feel on
how it's going to go. Yeah.
Yeah, the spawns. And that's what made me nervous too, because they, I think, just recently opened up the rest of their tickets for folks. So if you were trying to go to Japan, I think it was opened again.
Yeah. To
try to get passes. There was a gal who was with us raiding like a week or so ago that asked about it. So if you're listening to this podcast, like, it should be open now if you didn't already figure that out. But yeah, I think it's great if you are going to travel to Japan. Highly encourage you again to get like a hotspot.
Absolutely.
It's so good. It's worth it.
And you can even do like eSIMs and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Same way. But if you have multiple devices,
yeah,
the hotspot is
so nice. Because again, they're fairly cheap too. Like I think everything was pretty reasonably priced.
Oh yeah.
And they even give you your own charger, your own like wall connector, and everything for it. It was awesome. And you pick it up at the airport, drop off at the airport. Highly encourage you to go to as many local ramen places as you can while you're there. Don't be duped by a lot of the advertised sushi joints. Find like the local ones because those are better. We went to some that were like way more, had a lot more advertisements up.
Like commercial.
Yeah, a lot more commercial, like the one in Nara.
Yeah.
And that one was not as good as I think. Like I've had better sushi here in the States.
For sure.
So again, keep that in mind. But again, have a great trip if you are planning for Japan.
Absolutely. And the tickets are still available for Japan too.
Oh, nice. So again, make sure you have your passport. That's a really big deal. Always check your passport dates. Sure. Make sure you're good to go there. Make sure you have your power blocks are compatible with Japan's, because again, our American plugins don't just work there. Make sure you have breathable clothing. Because I don't know what the weather's supposed to be, but check that and plan accordingly.
It's like, because it's in Tokyo along the waterfront, it'll be warm.
Yeah.
Moist is what I'll explain it as.
Yeah, so again, be prepared. There are mosquitoes. Most likely during
some big ass bugs in Japan.
Yeah, so I was really thankful. Like, I don't think I saw many bugs.
No, we went in the fall, so like the bugs are kind of like.
We were late summer.
Okay, fair.
Like it hit fall that week we were leaving.
Yeah,
that's when it got nice. And I was like, But that first week
it was still summery. Yeah, that is true. But most of the bugs are kind of getting out of there. But as you're heading into summer, that's when the bugs like to come out to play.
Yeah.
So this is like towards the end of spring.
Yeah. So just be wise, plan accordingly, do your research. Also, again, just basic social things. Don't talk on the trains. It's really frowned upon, our buses. The volume I'm talking right now is the equivalent of screaming on a bus.
You're fucking loud, dude. I can hear you over here.
Don't even try to whisper. Like, again, just sit quietly on the bus, enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
And plan on your stuff before you hop on the bus, so that way you're not talking, because it's very, very rude. Respect the trash. Keep your trash in your hand or in a bag. Keep a spare bag with you. If you don't have a coin purse, you could pick some up at like Daiso
for sure
and things like that. That's really necessary when you're there in Japan. Do they still do the IC cards?
Yeah.
Okay. You'll need, or is there like a new version of it?
No, they still. Well, damn, I'm trying to remember. There was I think there was a news article because they had a shortage of them for a while. Yeah, but you can still get them like digital.
Okay.
Especially if you have an iPhone. But I know not everyone has an iPhone.
Yeah.
I still actually have my Suica card on my phone. That has 300 yen on it. So
nice. Oh my gosh.
But it works perfectly. But I believe there's an Android version of it too.
Yeah.
But the IC cards, that'll get you, especially if you're going to stay in like a major city like Tokyo, and all the other parts of Tokyo.
Yeah.
There's 38 million people there. So it's a big city.
It's kind of big.
So the IC cards will get you pretty much everywhere, as well as using like vending machines and stuff like that. But cash is still kind of king in Japan in general. So that's why the coin purse is necessary. And then
make sure you give exact change.
Yes.
Folks aren't really big. There's no tipping there, so don't try to tip.
Yeah.
That's, again, part of the culture. Don't insist on it. It's pretty rude. If you could learn some basic Japanese, like basic excuse me, hello,
sumimasen,
sorry,
sumimasen,
all that good stuff, it goes a long way. And again, if you don't have Google Translate on your phone, highly encourage it.
Yeah. That's pretty helpful.
Yeah.
For sure.
If you don't have the time to learn the language, like at least have that, because they're pretty good. Like when we went, they were really good with charades with us.
Yeah.
Half the time, if we went to just a local place, they just pass you a menu and you point. A lot of them are really good with having good images of things. Yeah. So like, don't
images or examples.
Yes.
Like they'll have like a plastic version of the ramen.
Yeah, that's really
like,
nifty. There's a lot of
there's a whole market for the fake food.
Yeah,
the display food that they use at restaurants and things.
We need that in America.
But yeah, no. If you are going to Japan, feel free to reach out if you have any questions too.
Please
love to reminisce about my trip. And then highly encourage people to go. But again, being respectful first and foremost.
Yes.
There's a lot about Japanese society where you don't want to be a burden to people around you.
Yeah.
And that includes being loud or rude or whatever the case is. People keep kind of to themselves as most. And that's not to say you're not going to find, there's going to be a bunch of wonderful people that are willing to help out and chat with you and share experiences.
I had many people try to help us when we were lost.
But it's usually, but just kind of understanding and picking up on those cues and where to do things as appropriate. The trash point is very big. Don't walk and drink. Don't walk and eat.
Nope.
If you're buying stuff from a convenience store, usually you just eat it kind of outside or around there, and you can throw it away at the konbini, or you just take it back to your hotel or wherever you're staying.
And that goes for the vending machines too.
Yeah,
I was a big fan of the ice cream vending machines there because they were
they're so
amazing.
Good.
But you're supposed to finish your ice cream there, and they have a little trash dispenser or disposal right there.
The trash system can be a little complex because the way Japan has to deal with their trash is complex. They have like 6 or 7 different versions of recycling, and like there's pura for plastic and all those other things. So pay attention to labels, and kind of how to do that. And there's usually some kind of instruction. They'll be like, okay, you have to remove the label and the cap, and you can put the bottle in this plastic recycling and the cap and label in this one or whatever it is.
I feel like we should add that to the Discord, like find some YouTube videos on it to watch.
For sure. It's helpful. Luckily, I know for us, like Carla helped walk through a few things because she lived there for a while and she could like read a lot of the Japanese, which was helpful. But if you don't have that, again, the Google Translate's super helpful. And feel free to reach out about that one.
Yeah.
Traveling to Chicago again, we'll do a primer on Go Fest. And probably hit some travel tips there too. But in general, Chicago's a big city, and it's right next to one of the Great Lakes. I can't remember which one.
The Great One.
But it's basically very much like a coastal town in a lot of ways. It's very moist there. You get a lot of cross lake wind. That's why it's known as the Windy City. When we were there, it was like nice every other day except for the day we were going to play Go Fest, and the day we played Go Fest was really rainy and pretty chilly because of that. But
I remember like the guy. I remember asking one of the street vendor guys, like, "Hey, how long do your thunderstorms last?" And he just kind of looked at me and laughed. So if that's any constellation, it kind of gave me vibes of like Colorado. Like, how long does this storm last? And they're
like, what?
We don't know.
Yeah.
Good luck.
So I would just recommend be prepared. Be prepared for rainy weather. Be prepared for sunny weather. Be prepared for it to be warm or chilly. Not saying you have to pack your whole closet, but it would be nice to have a little bit of everything.
Oh, it's Lake Michigan.
Lake Michigan? Okay. Yeah, and then please enjoy Chicago. Chicago has some wonderful architecture. It has some wonderful things. The museum was mentioned earlier for the Pokemon specific event happening there, but but there's a lot of wonderful museums and an aquarium that's really great in the Chicago area, and then a lot of architectural history there. There's always been a battle between who started the skyscraper. Was it New York City or was it Chicago? And then who's the better city, New York City or Chicago? And both of them have their merits and their demerits, but ultimately, I find Chicago kind of wonderful in our short stint there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great food around there and a lot of great opportunities. And you're going to be there with other Pokemon players, Pokemon Go players. It's a great time to meet people and chat. And maybe see, like, I was just remembering we got off the train up to that little plaza where the food trucks are. There's like that gorgeous girl was
Oh my
at
god.
the food stall.
I just hope she's there.
I just like, yo.
I was dumbfounded. I was like, I don't know what to say.
Literally.
Like, I just remember looking back and you had a smile and I was like, he sees it too. All right.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. So please enjoy that. It is one of the few cities that they do technically have a level of public transit that is accessible. Mm-hmm. So you can use that. It's not I don't think you need to rent a car if you want to be there.
No, we walked everywhere, but we also had to.
Yeah. But we also kind of chose that. But if you needed to use public transit or whatnot, they have a subway system or a train system that works pretty well. The MARTA, I think, is what it's called. So
it looks like I'm looking at that area that was the mud zone.
Yeah,
there is 12 baseball diamonds there.
More mud.
More mud. So just something to kind of keep in mind is like once we get the layouts, and again, hopefully they put out a map before we get there.
Yeah.
But plan accordingly. It'll be fun. Even leading up to it, like pick events that you want to do, make your budgets. I think if you haven't, if you're new to this game, set a budget on yourself of how much you want to spend.
Please, yes.
Don't just like, oh, that's $1. Let me throw. That is the quickest way to fall into this addiction. That is this game. Don't do it. Set a reasonable budget for yourself, even if it's like $30-$40.
Yeah,
that's still kind of high, but
budget. I would say, and this is tough. And this is project manager speak, but budget a contingency.
Yes.
Like, okay, my max budget is $50. My contingency is $30. So essentially, like, I spent $57. Not the end of the world because I baked in that $30 contingency. Mm-hmm. Contingency does not mean my real budget is $80, so I'm going to spend $80.
Right.
It's just the coverage. So ultimately, pick a budget and try to stick to it as best you can. It will be, there will be opportunities to spend more, especially depending on what news we get. So pay attention to this channel and our Discord and other things, because we're going to have a lot of information that we're going to try to share to give you guys the most information to build your budgets and or plan accordingly. So I think that'll be pretty good. But yeah, we'll have another episode before GoFest and before everything. If not a couple episodes, so we can get that kind of hammered in, and hopefully we get some, like you said, more information on that. But again, I kind of want to recycle. I think the number one thing, regardless of all that, GoFest, any other event you're taking part of, Pokemon Go in general, is like, I want you guys just try your best to communicate, because that's the biggest thing that we can do in a community is to communicate and try to be on the same page and really kind of at least understand each other and what we want and what we need out of this, because it's a beautiful thing. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of interesting to see. Like you said, we've been doing this for 10 years. Pokemon Go in general. I can't remember when we actually started.
Yeah, we got it.
It was like maybe a couple years after, but like still.
We still have been going pretty hard with it. And again, we're giving maybe like a crisp 20% of what we used to do.
Oh yeah.
This is like we're in like the casual space of it, which is nice. I think our involvement before was like way more, but it's also because we had way more intensity.
Well,
I think the player base was like
we had the change. There's been a lot of quality of life things that have been introduced into the game.
Yeah.
And
There's a
like
lot
you said,
less than we started.
the player base is much different than it used to be.
Yes.
It's tough. Life happens. And but all that to say is I always find myself coming back to Pokemon Go regardless. It's fun. It's fun. I will say one thing that you kind of touched on earlier, and this kind of goes with like Go Fest, but traveling in general, is like Pokemon Go is a wonderful game or something to travel with. Every time I go somewhere, it's one of the things that I end up opening. Maybe instinctually, maybe not, but it's like always fun to see what's around there.
I was explaining that to Sham. I was like, yeah, when I was playing in Japan, that's how I navigated around. It was like I see,
like, oh, that's a food drawer.
some of the little temples in the towns
for sure. Yep.
Were some points of interest. And so I'm like, oh, that's over here. Let me go find that. And that's how I'd like navigate around. And it was really nice just to see off the beaten path art and culture stuff. And so highly encourage you to do that. And I think that's actually how I found like how I identified the aquarium was at that spot. I was like, oh, it says there's an aquarium over here. Like, oh crap.
And not for nothing, you can use that in your own towns where you're at. We've discovered things in like maybe not Aurora. We know a lot about Aurora, but like Littleton or Westminster, wherever you're at.
I never played in Littleton or
I have. What I'm saying is like ultimately is like I've discovered things using Pokemon Go even in our own communities.
I just want to clear that because some people had some ideas and I was like,
I've
never even been to those places.
I know Jack has not. I've lived up till recently lived in Lakewood and Westminster and everywhere in between have been. So like I've been to those communities. I know what's going on. I'm watching you. No, but ultimately it's really great for that. And I always feel kind of energized when I come back from like a trip or something and be like, oh, what's going on in Pokemon Go? And so there's a little bit of everything for everybody in there in some form or capacity. So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
One of my current obsessions is Pokemon Pokopia.
Okay.
And it was exactly as I knew it would be. Cause you can build stuff. You can, you basically renovate areas and then you can build stuff on top of it. So people build like entirely cool things out of it.
I've seen some god tier architecture,
and it's crazy what you can do with just blocks. But that being the case, it's been a lot of fun. So I was going to ask you, in the event of post-apocalyptic Pokemon, no, not necessarily. One of my favorite aspects, and what I really hope to see from in Pokemon Go, sometime maybe hopefully soon, is the special variants of Pokemon that they have in Pokopia.
Yes.
So I'm again also known Pikachu hater. Most of the time, I fucking love Pikachu.
You do?
I love Pikachu. Pikachu has so much personality. In Pokopia, there's like a little backstory there, and you're just like, you can't help but like have a big heart for Pikachu. So I love Pikachu. I can't wait for Pokemon Go to have Pikachu. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Pikachu, Mosslax. I love Mosslax. Mosslax is great. It's just like I lost one battle and then I couldn't cope with it, so I stayed here for a millennia so I can get covered in moss. But also I used to protect the town from bullies, that kind of stuff. Mosslax is badass. I love Mosslax. I love DJ Rotom. I love all this other stuff. So ultimately, I want to see them in Pokemon Go in some form or capacity. So I'm going to ask you, alternate form of a Pokemon. I can't give more context than that because I'm trying to figure out in what world. But so Pikachu, Mosslax, DJ Rotom, these Pokemon for Pokopia came about because of the extenuating circumstances that happened in the story of Pokopia, which I won't spoil here. But if an alternate form of a Pokemon that you would be looking forward to.
The only one I can think of, because it's always related to like people and Doom, and now that the Doom is already there, what would it do? Would be Absol.
Absol. I was thinking
because I was just like, it foretells disasters and things, but the disasters happen.
Yeah.
So now there's no more disaster. Is now just going to tell about good fortunes? I don't know. because I like the one winged angel. It gives me very Sephiroth vibes.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see that in an alternate form.
Okay.
I think that'd be kind of cool. I did like seeing like the Professor Tangela thing.
Yeah.
I would love to see like some of the like. I would love to see like that. I just always think back to the cartoon show of that Sandshrew that was overtrained.
Yeah.
And if he somehow was still around, like, would he be a new variant? Like, would he have forged something new?
Oh, interesting. I thought you were going to say Meowth because Meowth learned how to speak human speak so it could impress a girl.
Oh, yeah, like that. Like that'd be kind of cool too. Like that's something else where I was like, someone was talking. It was on TikTok, but they're talking about how like these Pokemon are legit sentient, and they are. Like clearly, you see it in the game. Like they like have feelings, and I think one was talking about Meowth as well. When they were on the island after the SSN sank.
Yeah.
And they wash up on the giant island and they realize it's just like robots. And how the Pokemon are like, oh, are you going to go talk to them? They like go to Squirtle. Like, Squirtle, going to go talk to your family. He's like, hey, brother.
Yeah.
Like, what's up? And the Blastoise just like looks at him and like, they're like, yeah, I don't know this guy. And then Bulbasaur's like, hey, I'm adopted. Like, I don't mess with any of this. And then like Meowth is trying to like impress upon them like, hey, well, let's capture them. Like, since we're here and we're bad guys, and Ekans like, we're not bad.
Yeah.
We just have bad masters, but like, that's our master. They're like, we're just doing it because Master asked, but Master's not here, so we don't listen to you.
Yeah, fuck
you. I mean, I was like, what the hell? Like, I love that. So I like to see, like, even like Ekans or one of them just like came up in the community and was like actually like leading like a good cause. Because I feel like Ekans, I always knew Ekans was good at heart, and I don't even like snakes. But when I saw Ekans, I was like, you seem like a good snake.
Okay.
For some reason. Like, when I saw Ekans, I was like, aw.
Ekans cute.
And then the fact that he's always used for attack, and that's where, when it showed him on the island, like, I don't want to attack these people. I was like, you're a legit one. You're just doing it because you're asked.
So you just want to see, I think one of my favorite parts of Pokopia is that you see a lot of personality in these Pokemon.
Yeah, like I heard, like, what's his name? Kyogre is like, howdy.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm like, what? Like,
yeah, Kyogre's from the south.
Yeah, I was like, that's cute.
Well, it's kind of funny because, like, if you think about Hoenn in Pokemon, like in Japan, it's the southern region of Japan, so it's even further south than where we were at.
Yeah.
Like, and so ultimately, it's very southern. Like that dialect from that region is kind of like our equivalent to having a southern accent.
That's so wild.
It's so interesting to think about languages in that way. But I think that's why Kyogre is like that.
No.
In Pokopia. So it's pretty great. But I love seeing Pokemon personality. I wish we can see more. I hope we see more in maybe Winds and Waves, but that's a difference.
And that's what someone's talking about for Go itself. They're like, I'd love to see like for all the different traits.
Yeah.
That be part of their character that you see.
It'd be fun.
And I was like, yeah, that'd be a good quality of life thing I would love to see the game actually have. Like, obviously they're making quality of life updates, but I would actually love to see a legit survey and, like, them give, like, options like, hey, we actually, Scopely, we have the $1 million idea. We have potentials. Which one would you want us to invest in as a return to the players?
Right.
And I'd be like, oh, like if it was like, I want to be able to breed my Pokemon. Select.
Yes, please.
Like, I love that. Or if I could get berries to help improve stats or stat training.
Okay.
Like how they used to have. You have a little gym inside and you could train your Pokemon.
Yeah.
I would love that. I think that'd be something that'd be cool if you could make it related to like actual health things.
I want Pokemon contest things.
Contests would be fun too.
So I can justify the outfits.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think that'd be fun for the cosmic client. Like for me, I think it'd be cool if you could tie it into like your Fitbit or things like that. So it's like, hey, you have a calorie goal of this. Did you burn this many calories today?
That'd be cool.
And if they're like, yeah, like do it to where it's like it is encouraging you to get these health things going.
Yeah.
Because I would love if they could tie Pokemon sleep into it. Because they're like, yeah, you get enough sleep. Let's give you these perks. And I do love the perks that I get, like the Stardust and all that daily. That's dope. But I would like there to be like more correlation between them, because I think just like how they're trying to, and again, I don't know how hard Japan's going to go on it for the new Kanto Park, of like you have to be able to traverse this many steps to be allowed in the park.
Right.
That sounds kind of cool, but I could see from an ADA perspective that's not cool.
Yeah.
That's where again, getting the heart rate up, getting that body activity people can do to a degree. But I think there could be accommodations for folks as needed. Like maybe it's like, hey, like you train at this gym for X amount of time, you beat this amount of gym, this is how much you get. Whatever's clever. But I like to see a little bit more crossover like that.
That'd be cool.
But I think there's just a lot more that the game could offer outside of just what we've seen with the Super Megas, like which is add an extra element.
Well, it's just like that.
I'm like,
here's another resource that you have to look at.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. That and like, and I'm hoping they hone it in over time because like again, it just feels like it right now. It's just like overwhelming because it's like every day there's something going on.
And
there's an
stat
event.
wise, like we showed, like just between like a 5-year gap, there's an extra 20 events.
Yes.
That's insane. Like they're running out of Pokemon to like a certain degree, and some of the events again just don't have correlation. They're just like, oh, here's another event. Like this fairy one that's about to come up here. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? The steel one?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I guess, like
sure, yeah.
It just seems like events are just coming out there to be events, so just to stay
like they're trying to give
relevant, but it's not relevant. It's just something to just keep the ball going. Whereas again, I love the go passes. I like missions like that. Like I'm still on the level grind. That's been my focus. There's people like, I'll never get there. I'm like, you will.
You're almost
it just takes time. But it's one of those things like I hope that they think I more want them to do events that think of the long term player.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that have been keeping this afloat.
Sure.
Find some way to give like players that best buddy something extra.
Agreed.
Like to me, there should be better item incentives for doing things as a best buddy, or like you get like even if it's a % chance, I would much rather take that because it's an extra boost that I might not be expecting. So instead of like, hey, you battle with your best friend and you've done like 12 raids, here's like 20 XL candies.
Okay.
At random for this guy, or your best buddy found 100 coins. Like, I would love that. That'd because be really I'm like, cool. Dang, they're like, yeah, your best buddy can pull fucking can get cash money for you. I'm
incentivized, yeah, exactly. Your best buddy has a fucking job, you know?
That'd be cool. Yeah.
The most employed Pokemon award.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I would like something like that. I think would be really cool to see.
Okay.
But anything else you want to say to the folks before we depart?
No. Again, I've harped on it a lot, but like try to communicate and try to foster good community. I think that's really important. I think it's really silly to be kind of petty about things or pick fights when it's well, in this case, it's a casual game that people are taking serious or going very competitive with for some reason. I don't think you need to be that way. Now, naturally, if you have a competitive disposition and you want to be competitive, I can't stop you.
But just know everyone's not playing that same game.
Right. Not everyone's doing the same thing. I don't play the same game that Jack plays, honestly. Not to say that I don't love playing Pokemon Go, but I'm just not as involved recently as you have been. And I still appreciate that. And I appreciate all the work that you and a lot of other people in the community have done to keep going, and I think that should be recognized. So one, kudos to you, and kudos to Mr. X, Mr. Dotman X, for everything he does. And I really appreciate everyone coming out to the events and doing things. We got the trade event coming this evening, which is going to be cool.
Well, even other folks in communities that aren't Niantic recognized, like Sparkles and Fitz, and there's people who are doing things and trying to get groups going, and I appreciate that. I think there's a lot of focus on the Niantic sponsorship that kind of overshadows folks that were there before Niantic got involved with community stuff. There's a lot of things that were said before that Niantic didn't follow through on that I think folks forget. Yeah. And again, that's okay. They're a big company, but there's a lot of things that I was hoping and rooting for that I I wish Niantic would go back to, like the nominating your park to be a Go Fest park.
Yeah.
I would love to see that come back. Like an actual, like they will come out but you put in this application. Hopefully they don't have it hindered by like you have to be an ambassador in order to do it, because I think that's just gatekeeping at that point, because you have to be of this position in order to qualify.
Right.
That'd be silly. I think it would be like, if you have a good park, pitch it to us, because they still have to cover all their bases, like legal things that people don't always understand, permits, emergency plans, if they're going to ADA compliance, noise regulations, especially if you're having over 3,000 people. Folks that aren't into understand city planning or things like that, those are all things that you have to all the check box things that you have to do when planning big events. That's why it's nice when folks do get big events set up, like when the cities get stuff set up. Folks might go and be, oh, this isn't cool, but like there's a lot of moving parts involved with that folks don't understand. Insurances.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you have to get security for things. You have to get bathrooms. If you have like City of Aurora, for example, if you have a group of over 100 people, you have to get things like that. You can't just say, I'm going to show up and do that, because that's not good. You also put people at risk.
Right.
And that's something that people don't always understand. And the risk is they're not accounting for that many people there. So if something should happen, it can go south very fast. Exactly. So that's why they want you to have these plans, is for the safety and betterment of everything. Yes, do the cities and counties get their piece of the pie, of course, because that's an area that they maintain normally. But if you take it past its capacity, that's not good either.
No.
So that's why it's important to understand some of those things. And that's why like things like Go Fest, I can understand from a legal perspective of like, yeah, they're going to break these into chunks because of the park's allotment of people in it. It's also population management and group management and stuff like that. So it makes sense.
There's a lot that goes into it.
There is. And that's why I'm not going to, I will never shit on them for that, outside of like you said, communicating it.
Yeah.
If they have to do that, let us know before we get there. Like I would hate to get there and then be like, plastic bag going away. Good luck, everybody. Because then you're like, shit, what do? I didn't bring a plastic bag. That's why it's like, again, I hope they communicate that sooner. And when you say communicate, I always take it as like, just be open about it. Like there's a lot of things like you need to psychically know what others are doing in those areas. No, but you can do research to figure things out.
Yeah.
That you can within reason.
Well, and like you mentioned earlier, it's just awareness. Having a simple level of awareness for things is a good first step.
Yes.
Towards understanding and communicating. So
nice.
It's the only thing I ask of you guys. Outside of that, just be safe out there. A quick reminder for those that are in the kind of Denver metro area, Colorado area, and this might apply to everywhere else, but we are in a stage 1 drought. So be very cognizant of your water usage. Big deal. I know other people might not think it's a big deal, but this is a similar situation where it's like, well, I don't have to be, because if everyone else is going to be a little bit more conservative, I should be able to afford to be less so.
It's that passive bystander.
Exactly. The passive bystander effect is it happens more often than you might think. So just be aware of that. We have a potential pretty rough wildfire season ahead of us. So
my answer would be like, if you, I'm not saying like ways to be mindful, like with showers.
Yeah.
Like I think like I love the Japanese showers in the sense of like you lather up before you get in so you could take like a shorter time.
Oh yeah.
But if you're one of those people that's like, I have to take 5 showers a day, I hope you reduce it to just 1 and be mindful of that.
Right.
I'm not saying go without showering forever. No. Like I do like people that like
please be hygienic.
Hygienic is still good.
You have to be hygienic.
But I feel like 5 showers is overkill.
Maybe a little excessive.
And that's from working construction and everything. Like 1 good shower would be great.
Yeah, I can see maybe 2.
Maybe 2 if
you really need it. Yeah.
Yeah, but like 5, that's overkill. Things like that, are like even watering the grass. Kill that grass. Let that grass die.
Yeah, let it go.
I'm also just anti-grass.
If you have like little garden boxes or plants before 10 a.m. and after 6 p.m., that should just be standard in general, because if in Colorado especially, we're closer to the sun, and and anything between 10 and 6, it's just going to evaporate. So ultimately, just try to be a little bit more conservative, or understand what you can do about the water, because we're all going to need it. So be safe out there.
I even go as far as to not drink soda and things, because soda takes more water to make.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah, so I go to those levels of like, I won't drink soda during certain times. Like, I've joked, you've heard me, the only time I drink soda is when there's booze in it.
Yeah, for real.
But I don't drink sodas and things like that because I look at the footprint of those things going forward, and it does use a lot of stuff that I might be like, oh, no.
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah, exactly. So, you got anything for the people before we sign out?
Please just be safe.
Be safe.
People are silly out there, and that's going to happen. You can't avoid that, but just be mindful of how you respond and react. Mm-hmm. And again, keep your head on a swivel with things. Make smart and wise choices that you can. Mm-hmm. And have fun.
Right on. And go Avs, go Nuggets. Go. They're not doing so hot right now, but
I'll just grumble. Sports.
We love you. Sports ball.
All right. Bye.
Bye.